Welcome to Speculation Sunday on Sunday. Thank y'all for joining. I know we're a little late. I apologize, but we are here. We are ready to talk some theme parks from all the different parks because there's a lot to say. And most importantly, we got Just As Danny in the house.
Hello, hello.
Danny, how are you doing, my friend? We miss you.
I know. I was only there mostly via voice last week.
Hey, any Danny is good. That was good. How have you been? Are you surviving this heat wave, Danny? This freaking rain out of nowhere yesterday?
It's funny. I talked to. I know it was so humid and hot yesterday. I talked to someone at work, and they were from Michigan, and they said, "I moved here from Michigan to escape this kind of weather." She's like, "And lately, every single year, we've been getting more and more humid here." She's like, "Honestly, I don't even see the reason to live here anymore." She's
What?
like, I'm thinking about just moving back because the weather is the same now." So I was like, "Damn."
We got Disneyland, we got Knott's, we got Universal, a lot of things. But thank you everybody for joining us. We have literally a lot to just jump in and talk about.
Yeah.
Danny, I don't know if have you gone to Disneyland yet now that it's truly Halloween?
I'm going tomorrow.
It is.
Going tomorrow.
So tomorrow's your first.
Mm-hmm. But the chat, I think the chat has spoken, Mondo. Everyone wants us to start with HHN.
That's what people want. HHN. I want HHN too. HHN too. Yeah, we can start with HHN. Let me bring up Horror Nights. So Horror Nights, it's just they can't leave the news cycle. They just keep dropping and dropping and dropping, and it's like, but wait, there's more. Like it's one of those, you know.
Well, you had the opportunity to see some of the food. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, we can talk about that. We can talk about that.
I'm not sure. Did you already do a late night bonfire on that? Did I miss it?
No, I haven't been able to do live streams. I've been just busy, and then just family time. Yeah, let's go to some of the foods. I got it all right here. All right. Well, let's start off with the first one, Danny. We didn't get any news until 4 days ago that we are going to have Five Nights at Freddy Pizza. It has been confirmed it will be at the lower lot, and it'll be the cafe that's right before Transformers on the left side, all the way at the lower lot. They already have pizza there in pretty much the same box, but this one will say FNAF.
Yeah, we already know that pizza's good. We already know that pizza's good.
Yeah, people, I've asked a lot of people about that pizza, and everybody always has the same sentiment. Like, I like it. It's good pizza.
Oh, it's good. It's good. And also that cupcake, we called it. We called that cupcake.
Yeah, dude, you're leaving so much money on the table if you don't bring the cupcake. Like, I know it looks a little goofy, but everybody on Twitter is going crazy over the cupcake. They're like, I'm going to buy it. How do you feel about all of this news, Danny? Now that it's official, like, what do you think, man?
I love it, honestly. I wanted Five Nights at Freddy's pizzas. I wanted Freddy Fazbear Pizza. I thought it was a missed opportunity. I kind of side on the boat of Ashley from Mouse Vibes with her hot take about Slash. Like, I get it. I know that Slash is a big deal to HHN, but like, I'm surprised that like people aren't like the way that HHN fans are such haters on Blumhouse. Why aren't they also haters on Slash? Because literally they just never stop using Slash everything, Slash music, Slash mazes. Like, Like, do we need a Slash bar? Like, I was kind of disappointed with that news, to be honest. I'm not the biggest. I
I,
kind of was hoping that, like, the trend has normally been that whatever maze is featured in whatever the studio warehouse is that the FNAF is in, typically that aligns with the theme of the bar. And so I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have a Freddy Fazbear bar. They'll have pizza there, plus some other really cool snacks like the cupcake, and then some cool cocktails that are themed to like Chica and Bunny and all the other different characters. And then we get Slash Bar. It's like this was such a fire like HHN with almost everything they announced, and I'm like, what's a Slash Bar? But I know, all the haters, they're going to be in the comments because they love Slash, especially the HHM people. But I side with Ashley. I'm kind of over it at this point. I'm done.
I'm a Slash lover. I'm cool. Anytime Slash music gets interpreted into whatever, I always love it. I always love it. I get what you're saying. Slash has been part of HHN for a while. This is probably the most Slash representation.
Yeah, and his music is great. Like I
We're
don't
gonna have
dislike
him in,
his music.
we're gonna have the music in the maze. We're gonna have the bar, and then there's a
Mhm.
stilt walker that'll be Slash monster pretty much,
Yeah.
roaming the lower lots. A lot of Slash.
Yeah,
Uh,
and his music's good, and I like his music, obviously. But I bought the soundtracks when they were on vinyl. Like I want it, but the thing is that like I also want, like, as much as people are claiming, oh, we need diversity, we need a break from Blumhouse. We'll say the same thing about Slash. Don't just be saying it about Blumhouse, because
I've been sitting on a meme.
Blumhouse has a bunch of stuff. They could pick other things that aren't just the ones they always use all the time.
I've been sitting on a meme for a while, Daddy. Should I post it? It's about Blumhouse. Uh, Gosh, this is just an appropriate time to post it. Let's see if I can find it. I'll try to find the meme in a little bit, but I have a meme about Blumhouse and HHN. But let's get back to the subject, Danny. Look at this trailer. Look at this trailer.
Love it.
Live the horror you love to watch at Universal Halloween Horror Nights.
So, uh, these like versions of these characters that you're seeing, right there, dude, that is what they're gonna look like in the maze. That is literally what they're gonna look like.
That's terrifying,
Big
honestly.
ass animatronic looking scary monsters, red eyes. um, Dude, Jim Henson with the collaboration of Universal's one of the most god mode combos we've ever had. And it seems like they're probably going to work together for many years because now we have FanFest. So it's just like this continual collaboration, dude, with Universal. Um, Let me ask you this, Danny. We're gonna stay on the subject of FNAF. FNAF merch arrived in Hollywood. We've seen a lot of stuff already arrive in Orlando, but we don't care about Orlando. Everybody's Hollywood here. What do you think about this merch? Let me say this first. I was there 2 times. I've been to this store, and it's the one in City Walk, Production Central. People are fighting for Terrifier shirts and headbands and anything Terrifier. Like, it's just flying off the shelves. Nobody's touching the FNAF stuff for whatever reason.
I thought the shirt sold out, the original shirt.
Uh, well, the announcement shirt, I don't know, but I'm talking about this right here, this specific.
Mhm.
My theory is the crowd that stands behind FNAF. They're not a everyday Universal goer. You know what I mean? That's my theory. But when the event starts, this stuff's gonna fly off the shelves like ridiculous. That's what I
Oh
think.
yeah, yeah. They need little plushes too. They need like little, like I haven't seen yet like little mini plushes of the different characters. Like that's necessary too. I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know exactly what they've been allowed as far as licensing goes, but if they could get the little plushies of those, that could do really well for them. I feel like that icon shirt on the right, bottom right, will do good. I'm sure the jacket will sell well as well too.
yeah.
Um, so I think it'll be good. I mean, there, to be honest, Five Nights at Freddy's, the the thing about Five Nights is that it already is a merchandising mega
Machine.
machine. So like there's already so many licensed products and so much merch over the years of Five Nights at Freddy's. So it's not like this is the first time we've ever had merch, and that is kind of the case for Terrifier. I mean, where are you going to see Terrifier merch? Like, there's not really Terrifier stuff. You know what I mean?
It's,
Maybe you can find the flower glasses, but like, you're not going to see a lot of the stuff that we're seeing with like Clown Cafe and everything like that.
well, this one's very specific because it's a Universal collab. You know what I mean? So it's like even bigger, bigger deal. Today I was at the store because we went to go watch a movie. This shirt they only had small and medium. That was it. I asked in the register. They're like, we don't have nothing. One shirt that we did finally get a preview, and I haven't seen Florida get it, was this one. This is the.
Weren't you going to buy that one, Mondo?
I bought it instantly, dude. I bought it.
I was gonna say, I remember you told me you're gonna buy the Jason one.
No, I'm a 3X, so it's like if I want something, I gotta get it now. It's just that's how it works. Like everybody that's getting worried about stock and low inventory, there's a big, humongous, gigantic merch drop that I think is coming next week. Because the previews for team members, we're like 10 days away or something. Like it's not that long. It's really around the corner. There's nothing WWE. I know a lot of people have been asking for that one. There has not. The horrors of why it's 6. It'll get here. It just hasn't got here yet. For everybody to know as well, the Terrifier headbands and the popcorn bucket, which is that Christmas one, those arrived today. But those headbands were selling like ridiculous. Like it was just people buying the hell out of those things. And I suspect, I feel like it's gonna stay that way the whole time, dude. People just buying Terrifier left and right. But Danny, to mention your point, the foods, we're gonna have some Terrifier stuff. We have Big Donut, these glasses cookies.
You know what? You know what's funny, Mondo? You know what Universal's gonna do? They're always gonna find a reason to sell you that big donut.
Dude, no, Dad, let me say
count on Universal to do one thing. You can count on Universal to sell you the big donut. That's what they're gonna do.
Well, Danny, I heard, because guess what's right across from this donut shop, Fast and Furious. Right? I wonder how. From what I've heard, they're gonna sell a Fast and Furious donut at some point.
I bet it's gonna be a tire.
It'll be a tire. That's what I was thinking.
It's gonna be a tire.
It's gonna be the family donut.
The family donut.
Dude, what I wanted to bring up was this drink right here. I just want to let people know I'm just a believer in this, and I just like, I don't care how this sounds. This has a lot of food dyes, so be aware. That black food dye was getting on my fingers, on my lips, and just imagine going down your organs. I almost want to say stay away from this stuff. That black dye that they use on foods, even the donut has it. The sprinkles and stuff. Just be aware, man. You could do whatever you want, but I already went through it, kind of, so I'm just throwing my 2 cents out there. This one is Jason Universe, because, we're going to have the s'more back. We finally got our first visual. The thing is, there was nobody to talk to at the media event of like, hey, what was the theory behind making this item, or is this going to be spicy, or is this going to be hot or cold? I couldn't talk to anybody because I know a lot of people were reaching out. Like, is the Jason Universe s'more going to be warm? I don't know. Last year it was cold, or 2 years ago, whatever it was.
It's crazy because when we got the mini Stay Puft Marshmallow Man on day one, like ours was warm, and then like for a while it sold out, and then remember it came back and it was more expensive, and then when it was more expensive it was cold, and it was served it was served all day instead of just during HHN. It was served like during Universal hours too. So it kept changing because of how popular it was. So we knew that this was going to be coming back in some form because it did so well for Universal. They wanted to keep selling it again. But if that's not warm, that's a hard sell for me.
Yeah, yeah. I'll get it for like a video, literally for content purposes, and then yeah, I'm good. It has to be warm. Um, I do want to bring up a couple other things. Yeah, this right here, people were going crazy over this, Danny.
I
Uh,
believe it.
I don't think the Hello Kitty bucket is gonna last. Like this thing's gonna sell out very, very fast, very, very fast. Um, I want to bring up. Here's some of the Fallout stuff. It seems like people are more excited for the Fallout foods than the merch.
Yeah, so explain to me, Mondo, the deviled eggs because you had a video on like Coco's story or something.
Yeah, so no, I don't know nothing about the ingredients. I don't know nothing. I just saw eggs, and they were in a refrigerated area when we were at the media event. So I told my girlfriend, I was like, "Damn, they got deviled eggs. I'm about to get like 2 of those. I love deviled eggs. I just like eggs. I like eggs in general." I walk over there, I grab them, I sit down, and there was no thought in my head that these were candies. Like I just, for whatever reason, it didn't cross my mind that this was candy. So I ate it, and these are like coconut, some weird word that I can't think of, mango chamoy or something. I don't even know, dude. They are the complete opposite of whatever you think a deviled egg is.
And they're not actually eggs, right?
No, they're not eggs at all. At all. They're candy. It's candy. That's the best way to say it. It's candy. So if you're thinking you're gonna eat some deviled eggs, you're completely wrong. But yeah, that's how that worked out. Everybody that I like saw eating these, I don't think that many people were getting jiggy with it, because I think everybody had the same idea that like it's eggs. I know you were on some slash hate, Danny, but the slash tacos were absolute fire. I ate 4 of those things. Those
Wow,
are the,
Mondo's saying good things about food that's going to be served at Cocina, whatever.
no, these are at the lower lot. This is the lower lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the slash bar.
Oh, this is going to be at Slash Bar.
At
Okay.
slash bar, yeah.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's all slash. Yeah, right
Usually
there.
any kind of Mexican food that comes from that place is dry and gross.
Oh, it's terrible. It's always terrible. The one across the DreamWorks theater. But yeah, no, these I don't even know what they were. What was it called? Curry tacos, Thai curry tacos. I don't even know what made that curry, but they were delicious. The only other thing I want to talk about with food is I guess I'll go back to that post. Look at this, Danny. There's going to be a dining pass right here. There's a dining pass, and it's going to be worth 2. It's going to be 2 entrees and 4 drinks or snack. And supposedly it does allow alcohol, and it's going to be sold for $65. And like the whole gimmick behind it is that you're getting $100 worth of stuff. Like that's what I was told. What do you think about a dining pass? They kind of did this for FanFest as well, but I don't really feel like it sold that well for FanFest. But HHN's a different monster.
Yeah, it could do really, really well at HHN, especially since they sell a lot of cocktails at HHN. So, especially if people want to go to the Slash Bar and use it, or any of the multiple bars they've got on the upper lot, kind of, just that are makeshift over there by the scare zones. The one in like the Dia de los Muertos area in the middle that they usually got set up. If they could use it any of those, like that's a huge savings, and people will love that. And honestly, they're taking the cue from Knott's with this one, because we already know that the dining pass does extremely well for Knott's. So Universal is probably like, hey, let's get on that, because one of the I think one of the hardest things to do at Universal when you're there for Halloween Horror Nights is the food. And so if you
Dude,
can speed up that process,
eating at HHN is never easy, ever.
yeah. So if you can speed up that process, people have a pass, they can just bloop and get their food and be on their way. It might be a little bit easier.
Yeah, I could see that, right, Daddy? Like you just scan, no payment. It's all that's already done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be successful. Um, Big news came out. This is Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man is an anime that has debuted at HHN Japan, but it's making its way to DreamWorks Theater here in Hollywood. Chainsaw Man, the Chaos. Have you ever watched Chainsaw Man, Danny? Is this something that interests you? Anime making its way into HHN? What do you think?
I haven't heard anything about it, but I will say that the anime that we got for FanFest nights there with Jujutsu Kaisen was so popular. I feel like Universal knows that like tapping into that anime market and like just the Japanese stuff in general has done really well for them. So I think they're going to continue that trend.
Yeah.
I think anything that's like they'll probably continue to start leeching stuff over from Universal Japan. We already have that with the Teddy thing. I don't know the name of that. I don't go deep into the Universal Studios Japan lore.
Hakimura?
Yeah, that bear with the missing eye. Like people love that bear icon for like Japan, and like they're bringing that merch here.
Hamikuma.
Yeah, so like they're bringing it over slowly but surely.
Dude, how do you feel about that synergy machine? I feel like Disney kind of does it. Like I'll give you an example. Paint the Night, we got the Frozen float back because was it Hong Kong that gave it to us?
Yeah, that's the rumors.
Yeah. So Disney works with other international stuff and bring it here. Not really shows, right? Like we don't really have a show that's been international that's kind of had to stay here at Disneyland. I can't think of one. But Universal is all about the tapping into his assets from international and dropping them here in Hollywood. And I don't doubt that a lot of this stuff will start making their way into Orlando as well. How do you feel about that synergy, Danny, that they're willing to just bring international stuff to Hollywood?
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. You're right. Disney's been doing it a little bit with some of the merch that we're getting from Tokyo. That's very much, inspired by with the whole like the popcorn carrier and others like the popcorn bucket.
They literally hired the Imagineer or one of their head creators from Tokyo and brought him to Disneyland.
Yeah, so
Daniel Ju.
Universal's just doing their own version of that, and honestly, they've got fire stuff, especially when it comes to Halloween. So
yeah,
everyone's for it, I'm sure. And someone in the chat said, what do they say here? It was Seventh Princess of Heart. I think it's how it says. They're starting to realize that us anime fans will spend excess money endlessly on anything we like.
Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. I got a couple more Horror Night updates. I know that's everybody wants to talk Horror Nights. I could talk Horror Nights forever. But
I could talk about it the whole episode if we wanted to.
Let's bring this up, Danny. Scare Zone. Scare Zones. Here we have what I guess will be part of Carnival of Carnage. Usually the chainsaws get like a name, but I don't recall a name this year. But we do know Carnival of Carnage is the fire towers, and it's all clown related. And guess what? These are clowns.
Clown.
This is the look at the chainsaws that you will encounter when you walk in. This is some scary ass clowns right here.
Dude, I love it.
A little bit of me, Danny, hates it. I'm not like deathly afraid of clowns, but damn, I gotta look at these scary ass clowns when I walk in every time. And when I leave. I don't know, dude. I'm just not ready to just look at these clowns. Like this year, one thing I'm realizing about Horror Nights this year, they went like really scary. Like the visuals of everything is very just like there's nothing nice about these clowns. Like these things are trying to kill you. That's their goal. We also got another scare zone photo, and this is Noche de Brujas. Let's go. So Noche de Brujas. Here we got. There's the Stilt Walker. That's the one I was looking for. I don't know why I can't see it. Well, it's at the top. You get a little glimpse of it. Oh man.
Yeah, the Stilt Walker kind of looks like salad fingers.
Salad fingers?
Yeah.
Damn, it doesn't stop. I can't stop it in the middle. Yeah, I can't stop it. And then we got this visual right here. This is Murder of Crows. Earlier, I was like, this is a scarecrow scare zone. Everybody's like, it's Murder of Crows. So, Murder of Crows. This will be in front of Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. Some of these are returning characters we've seen already before. But there is a Stilt Walker now as well. This one right here.
Mother, do you know why it's called Murder of Crows?
Why, Danny?
Because that's what you call a group of crows, is a murder of crows.
Murder of crows.
Like a flock of seagulls or a herd of bison, the actual official term for a group of crows is a murder of crows.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's what we're going to see.
It's a weird name, but I don't know why that is, but it's called a murder of crows.
I'm excited, dude. I'm glad we got visuals. I want visuals on the fire tower area.
Yeah, show us that you have on your feed.
Yeah,
let's talk about that. That's the biggest. Is that the biggest we've ever had it?
Never have had anything cool like that, dude. No.
But HHN Orlando, they have an archway that's pretty similar to that. All the time. That's like their main Halloween Horror Nights archway. It has the Halloween Horror Nights on the top. It says it on there. But this is huge.
Dude,
the fire tower is
huge.
Different.
They're already adding lightings and all sorts of crazy stuff here. I have asked around, and I can confirm we're gonna have more walkway in these areas compared to those big boxes that were on both sides, and it's kind of hard to walk in those areas. But I think this is great that it frees up these pinch points because. They're going to be doing the fire or the ceremony every 45 minutes kind of thing again. One thing I forgot to mention, Danny, they are going to be doing some type of ceremony. I don't even know what to call it, but a ceremony in Noche de Brujas every 45 minutes as well. So you'll get a ceremony, and there will also be another ceremony of Brujas happening over there in Parisian Courtyard.
That'll be cool.
That's the first time I've heard of a ceremony happening over there. So that's cool to me. But yeah, these fire towers, John Murdy has confirmed it will have fire. Some people were like, well, if that's the Orlando, blah, 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 and they're going to put up the HHN sign that's in neon, there's no fire towers. Well, John Murdy has confirmed it will have fire towers. And I'm not exaggerating. I could have sworn John Murdy said that we were getting more fire towers. I think last time we had 4 or something. I almost feel like it's going to be 6 or 8. So there's just a ton of fire happening right here. It's kind of crazy.
It's kind of scary, those visuals of those clowns for kids during the day. Do they cover them?
Yeah. Let's talk about that because
kind of terrifying.
I am a dad, and a lot of people have been asking me about this. Is it too scary to come to Universal with all these things exposed? And these are some scary visuals all throughout. And my first reaction was I feel what you're saying, but when I go to Universal, I see little kids all getting selfies with these things. So for whatever reason, the kids love all this crazy stuff. It's kind of weird. You would think they'd be scared. They want selfies. These props everywhere are like selfie machines, man. It's crazy, dude. It's really crazy. I took Max. There's just so many people around you that a kid just doesn't even care about these things. That's the last thing he's looking at, in my opinion. Max is trying to run over to Minion
Go
area.
over to the other one.
Yeah, Max is trying to run into the Minions, and there's no scary stuff at the Minions. There we go. Look at that one.
Dang, scary.
Look at the one underneath. The one underneath. Uh, that was the referee at the Lucha area last year. Look at this. My 10-year-old loves it. Yeah, dude. Little kids, for whatever reason, they love this stuff. Uh, and it's just kind of the way it's worked. It's weird. For HHN, what else am I trying to talk about? I think that's it, Danny. I ain't got nothing else to say about HHN right now. The only other thing that I have heard about HHN is that Express has sold out for opening weekend. I don't know if they'll. Some HHN's notorious for like, oh, tickets are available again. But as of right now, Express opening weekend sold out. Sold out. So that's kind of crazy.
Do we want to talk about Scary Farm stuff?
Yeah, we'll get there. I want to go to Disneyland first. I want to go to Disneyland.
So Mondo had an opportunity to go on Friday, a couple days ago, to opening day of Halloween time at Disneyland. I wanted you to pull up too, Mondo, when you have an opportunity. Pull up Food Beast as well.
Who's Food Beast?
Food Beast is a massive like food review channel on Instagram. And they recently have been doing collabs with Disney when they have new foodie guides. And they did the fried elote. I wanted you to show that video. At the very top, you already passed it. It's like one of the first ones. Fried elote at Disneyland. Dude, that thing looks insane to me. They took a whole corn on the cob, dipped it in corn dog batter, and then fried it. I don't know if would that be any good?
What the heck? I don't know, Danny. I haven't been to DCA yet since Halloween has started. That just looks like overkill, dude. I don't even know how
When you think about it, like that's just straight up like fried carbs because there's no protein there. It's just corn. So like you're getting like batter on top of corn. You're getting corn batter on top of corn with fat. So there's no like at least with the corn dog, you got the protein in the middle.
Like wrap bacon around it or something. I don't know. Like it's already over the top. Go more over the top. I don't know, Danny. I don't know about that one. Let's start off with this, Danny. What did you think about the outfits for the characters? Because that was kind of the big review.
I love Goofies. They didn't do them dirty this year. They're really, really good. So honestly,
the Chipmunks too.
Yeah, Chipmunks. They're always good. They always got something cool going on. But Goofy's was great. And what do you call it? Mickey and Minnie, of course, they always look good. But I love that they're like reflective.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, huh? They keep showing this like green light or dark, whatever, black light. Like there's nothing black light at Disney. I guess. What do you think about the murder of crows at Disney? Because there's a murder of crows over there.
There it is. There it is.
What do you think about the gingerbread this year?
It looks great. It looks really, really good. They always do an excellent job with the gingerbread house. And then I heard the other big news too at Haunted Mansion Holiday. Well, there's two things, right? We've talked about it a lot on this show. We debuted Haunted Mansion with this new queue for Haunted Mansion, right? Re-debuted as Haunted Mansion Holiday. So there was a period of time where we didn't even see the regular Haunted Mansion for almost 2 years. But when the Haunted Mansion Holiday last year reopened after the queue was done, they didn't have time to decorate anything other than just the mansion as it was before. So we didn't know if Disney was going to spend money to expand that decor to the new queue area, and also we wanted to make sure that the queue area was going to be playing the Haunted Mansion holiday music, and we didn't know, and we didn't know if that was going to be the case. And that was the first thing I asked Mondo when I asked him on Halloween or on his first day of the Halloween day. I was like, "Was there new decor in the extended queue, and was the music playing?" And he's like, "The music was playing, no new decor." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh man." So they didn't decorate the extended queue and the lawn, I guess you could say, the gardens of the Haunted Mansion. They didn't decorate any of that with anything new. Maybe in a couple of years they'll have budget to do something like that,
Dude,
but
just put pumpkins over there. That's it. That's all you had to do. Like,
yeah, I thought they were, that little like table set up in like the gondola, the little like yard gondola or whatever it's called, or even the greenhouse. I
yeah.
thought they'd put like pumpkins in there in the greenhouse, or like little like hang spider webs or something. I don't know. I just thought that they would do something like that, but I guess they didn't. But at least we had Haunted Mansion holiday music in the whole queue, because last year it was so weird because they were playing regular Haunted Mansion music in the extended queue, and then the closer you got to the mansion, Haunted Mansion holiday music was playing, and it like clashed, and it was really awkward. And that's how it was the whole season. So that was my first question to Mondo, was like, is that going to be how it was?
I just
And
remember only hearing the Haunted Mansion Holiday Q song. Like I never heard the other one.
yeah, but the other big news that came out of Haunted Mansion Holiday was Oogie Boogie. Apparently, they redid his animatronic. He's more like has more movement. He's different colors. He's like more fluid movements. He's not so like jerky, like a super old looking animatronic that he was before. So that was kind of out of nowhere.
And no, never talked about. It just kind of
Yeah,
happened. I feel like this would have been a big deal if they would have been like, "Hey, look out for Oogie Boogie." There's been some
yeah. I feel like that could have been like some kind of social media post.
a
Like, hey,
headline. Yeah. Carla and Kiko, 49 months. Great seeing you for a bit Friday night, Mondo. Hoping for cooler weather on our next trip down because it was hot, hot, hot. That's the like button. Thank you, Carla Kiko. Always a pleasure to see you. Yeah, you came at like it hasn't felt this hot at all. I couldn't even recall the last time. This heat wave was brutal. It's just been brutal. That's why I stayed home Saturday, Sunday. I was like, I don't want to be in the sun at all. I'm good. I can't keep doing it, dude. But thank you for 49 months, Carla Kiko. Danny, do you think this like addition of Oogie Boogie, is this like something that's been in the mix for a while? Or is this like, what's his name, Bruce Vaughn? Is there just like a trickle down effect happening in Imagineering? Like, what do you think, dude? Because this kind of a weird random update.
Yeah, I feel like Haunted Mansion Holiday's here to stay, and it's extremely popular with the local groups here. Something people come to expect, and I would love to see additional updates. Right? We added Sally not that long ago to the graveyard scene.
Yeah.
Now they have this new Oogie Boogie animatronic. Throughout, when they changed the attic scene in the Haunted Mansion, they changed the attic scene during for Haunted Mansion Holiday. So they've been kind of plussing it up, but I would love like a really good, like complete redo of it, and some like additions to more things. So maybe this kind of like shows that they're still putting money into kind of changing a lot of Haunted Mansion Holiday, and making it as plussed up as they can, so it continues to feel different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Haunted Mansion Holiday, the hype is real, man. Let me tell you a couple things, Danny. So, opening day was Friday for Halloween at Disneyland. And for the most part, I feel like Disneyland was completely empty. The main things that were just kind of crazy were Mission Breakout and Haunted Mansion Holiday throughout the day. But come nighttime, which is the fireworks, you finally get your real big Halloween at Disneyland. or sorry, the Jack meet and greet also. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
That 3 hour wait, legitimately 3 hour wait, and I could confirm.
Woo!
Uh,
In
but
the heat.
to get to Toy Story, we got there at like 8:50. We didn't get into the park until like 9:35. So it took us kind of like 45, 50 minutes from Toy Story to the entrance of Disneyland. And we're talking at like pretty much 9 o'clock at night. Like it was just, the crowds were packed at Toy Story. And for whatever reason, Mickey and Friends was closed. So that's why a lot of people were being pushed to Toy Story. Um, the other thing too that I want to say about like Halloween time now is everybody watch fireworks, and I feel like for the most part people usually leave, but now that like all the passes are unblocked, everybody stays after fireworks. Everybody's kind of getting to Disneyland at 6, 7, 8 p.m. Everybody's coming after work or school, whatever. So like the vibes have changed dramatically at Disneyland. You want to go 2 weeks back, it wasn't like this. You know, people watch fireworks, they go back to their hotels or wherever they came from. But right now, people are watching fireworks and they're staying at Disneyland. Because when I try to do Haunted Mansion Holiday after fireworks, 95-minute wait, Danny. It was crazy, dude. Crazy. So that's what I wanted to say. Is I underestimated how hyped people were for Halloween, because I don't know. I just felt like there was no hype for Disneyland Halloween, but the Magic Keys, there is a lot of hype.
Right.
Yeah.
We have a 49 months of membership from regular Josh 1 who says, did anyone anticipate the level of crowds Disneyland got on Friday? Never doing opening day of Disneyland Halloween season ever again.
so Josh felt the wrath too. It was bad, and then we left kind of like around 11:30 at night. It took us about an hour 15 minutes or so to get back to Toy Story, which at that point I wish I just walked over there. The bus situation was bad. It was really bad to go to Toy Story. But Josh, thank you for 49 months. I kind of had the mentality of like, I knew it was going to be bad. It's opening day, but it still sucked. We got Darnell W. Super Chat. For all you do, for all you do both, for all that you do both, do for the community. We really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Darnell W. Thank you for the super chat and supporting the fire. All right, Danny, we got to go to. Oh no, before we get all negative, we got to talk about this one. It wasn't me. It was Hector. Where is it? So we saw the Jack Skellington debut. But now people at Disneyland can actually see him and meet him. He's meeting next to, what is it, Port Royale, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
The wait is legit 2 to 3 hours. And you're like, oh, Amanda, you're exaggerating. Go wait in that line and find out yourself, because that's what it is. This new head, it's home run, 5 fires, spectacular job. And I really feel we are blessed here at Disneyland, because at Walt Disney World, they screw you over. You cannot meet this Jack unless you buy their After Dark event for Mickey's Not So Scary, or if you buy Christmas, whatever the hell they call Christmas at Walt Disney World, and that one's like $220 or more. So this one right here, you just regular ticket gets you Jack Skellington. But how do you feel? Do you feel the same way I do about this Jack head?
Yeah, I've always thought the OG Jack head was terrible. I never liked the way it looked. It was so weird. And this one is perfect. I know he doesn't have the little bone neck, but I mean, I feel like this is the best they could do, really.
Yeah.
And it looks so good. So good.
Yeah, dude, and when you get them in like photos, it looks ridiculous. Hector posted one. It's this one. Like, look at that. Almost looks like a like a PNG or something. It's not even real. Yeah, that's so cool. It's so freaking cool. All right, let's get down to business, Danny. We out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere, got some news out of Disneyland, and I felt like it was very negatively perceived. It did not. People were not happy. Um, and it's this right here. Early entry will be sunsetted come January 5th, 2026 at Disneyland. Or, ya se acabó. It's over. It's over. Early entry. It used to be 1 hour, got to 30 minutes, and now you get one lightning lane, which I was really hoping that was just worded bad, but it's literally you stay at Disneyland Resort for 3 or 4 days, you just get one lightning lane for your whole stay, not one a day. You get one. Um, what are your thoughts on this move, Danny? Because this really kind of took us by surprise. No, this was on nobody's radar at all. Uh,
Yeah.
how do you interpret a move like this, and just like what do you think the future of this endeavor is?
In all honesty, I will say just from like um, having family members that have stayed at the hotels and just knowing people that have stayed at the hotels recently, I would say the majority of people, especially with kids, getting up that early to do extra magic hour or early magic mornings or whatever they're calling it, that's a really hard thing to do. And for it to only be 30 minutes, truly what you get out of that, if you're getting there right away and there's no super long lines to get in, you're going to be able to get in the queue and experience maybe one ride. Um, Two, if you're really fast and fortunate, depending on what you're choosing. So I feel like this is a great compromise for both Disney and for guests, because Disney is obviously trying to like cut back on labor, because really how much benefit does 30 minutes provide guests, and how much cast members do they have to staff just to give 30 minutes extra, right? I think people would rather have PM extra magic hours over the AM ones, in all honesty. But I feel like
I
the
think people want to have 1 hour in the morning.
yeah, well, 1 hour, yeah. But Disney World and Disneyland, they've only been 30 since post pandemic.
Wait, Disney World
So
still does 30? I thought they were 1 hour.
I think their morning ones are still 30, and then
Oh,
they
that
have every
is
once
what.
in a while they have PM ones.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I got it mixed up. Okay, okay.
Yeah. But I feel like the lightning lane, like that can still get you on one ride pretty quickly, and that lets you do anytime you want. You know what I mean? The only thing I will say is that like you can do extra magic hour or magic mornings or whatever they called it as many times as you wanted. At least it was on the days that they were being offered. So maybe you just align that the same way, like whatever days you're going to offer it during the week. Like let the hotel guests, to your point, have that lightning lane per day, as long as it's being offered on those specific. Like maybe they don't offer it on a Saturday, but they will offer it like on Sunday through Friday or something. I don't know. But like if you're staying during those times, like they should give you one a day. You know.
I think it should just be one a day instead of one for your visit, because I think that would have been interpreted a lot better by everybody. Oh, I get one lightning lane a day. Okay, that's kind of cool. I can use it whenever I want. It kind of sucks that I lost Fantasyland out of that, but whatever. Um, the argument from a lot of people was, well, these hotel guests, a lot of them already get lightning lanes, so what the hell is that going to do for me? is there well, is there any positives out of this, Danny, other than like I can just use it whenever I want? I don't have to wake up at 7:30 in the morning or 7 a.m. What are the positives? Is there a positive out of this?
Well, it lets them double stack, I guess, right? Because with Lightning Lane, you can't use it more than once. So if they have Lightning Lane that day, let's say they want to use it twice on Space Mountain, they can use it twice on Space Mountain now. One with the one they buy, and one the one they get for the hotel.
Yeah. You
So
know,
that's good.
everybody was like really negative on this one, and I always try to look like, well, what is the positives? The only positive that like I truly feel, it benefits those people waking up at rope drop because now they could go to Peter Pan and legitimately wait 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So the people that are waking up early, I think it's like it's a W.
Hmm.
I go Peter Pan, uh, Snow White,
Yeah.
Pinocchio,
Another
15
thing too
minutes.
that
Bloop, 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 bloop.
another thing too that like really this is another thing that really had like this was more a problem at Disney World than it was really here. But when we had like the olden days of Magic Mornings and Extra Magic Hour, especially at Walt Disney World, like I said, it would really dictate how families would choose which park on which day when they were visiting, and that was certainly the case for Disneyland too, but not as heavily as Walt Disney World, and uh, and so maybe that was another factor in all this, right? Disney's really trying to hone in like knowing how many guests are coming to each park or trying to influence when guests are going on which specific days. And if it was a Magic Morning Day or an Extra Magic Hour day and DCA had early entry that day, then every hotel guest that was staying on property that had access to that, they'd all be going to DCA the same day. And so then Disneyland would be less crowded because it would just have, and it like that's how Disney World would be too. So like if you picked an EMH day and it was extra magic hours in the morning at Animal Kingdom, and it was like the only day of the week it happened that day at Animal Kingdom would be horrendous in the morning, like literally just the worst ever.
Like
And
flight of
then
passage at 8 a.m. is 2 hours. Like
yeah,
just
but if you went the next day when it was at Magic Kingdom, but you went to Animal Kingdom instead, there'd be like no one in Animal Kingdom, and it'd be dead, and it'd be so good in the morning. And so I think maybe that could be another thing too, is because it was kind of too indirectly like influencing who goes to which park in the morning. And with the Lightning Lane, it kind of levels the playing field, lets everyone kind of just go where you want to go. There's no choice
what?
involved.
Let me throw this at you, Danny. What about if it's mind games? And what I mean by that, say you're this hotel guest. You wake up at 6 a.m. because you got to get looking cool, and you make it to early 30 minutes, whatever they call this, and you knock out one or two rides, and then you do a couple other things because wait times are kind of short. You eat some breakfast, and guess what you do as a hotel guest? What do hotel guests like to do, Danny? Once they get a little bit tired in the morning, especially, they
They go
go
back to
back.
the hotel.
They go back to the hotel. That is correct. They go back. They go back to the hotel. Guess what's happening when you're back at the hotel? You're not spending money. You're not looking at things to buy, and you're not eating my food. I think it's a psychological thing that they want to eliminate that. Show up whenever the hell you want. You want to show up at 11? Good. Guess what happens? You have a lightning lane. We hooked you. Just how the stupid World of Color reservation thing is. Those World of Color reservations are literally to hook you to the end of the night. Oh, I got that blue side of World of Color, so I got to stay till 9. World of Color doesn't need reservations at all. It doesn't. Especially now that we're going to have regular World of Color, whatever they're calling it, for Christmas. Stupid. Stupid. I've been a believer for a long time that World of Color doesn't need reservations at all, man. But I think it's a hook, Danny. They want to hook people. Uh, Show up whenever you want. There's no incentive to show up early. I just feel like if you show up at 11, you're most likely to just stay to 9 o'clock or something. What do you think about that? Am I crazy? Does that sound?
No, there could be certainly a play with that, right?
Yeah.
There's people whose whole career is called like industrial engineering, and that is their whole entire job. is literally moving people and like determining like where people are going to go, how people are going to wait in line, like where a crowd's going to go. Industrial engineering, it goes like way above my head, and people are paid for that. So I'm sure that there's part of some kind of aspect to that a little bit, I'm sure, in a lot of these decisions.
Yeah. I think it's in the bigger play. We're just keeping people in the park longer by doing this. Because the last thing they want is for you to leave the theme park. It's just it's a weird conversation that I don't know who else is talking about it, but we are. Theme park and things with Johnny, 48 months. Woo! Oh my. Hey everyone, hope everyone is having a fire day. Much love to everyone. Hey, thank you, Johnny. Love you too. Are you going? You're going to HHN? I'm sure you're going to HHN, right?
You better be.
Yeah. Are you going opening weekend, Johnny? I don't know if I've heard you say you're going opening weekend or not. But thank you, Johnny. Your support always appreciated, my friend. Someone just said this, Danny. I want to bring it up. Where is it? They only let you in early to Tomorrowland. You can't go to Fantasyland, which is useless. Is that true? Did that just happen recently? What?
When I was working there a while ago, if you split the park in half, it was the right side of the park. So Tomorrowland, Fantasyland, and like maybe Toontown. It depended on the day. More recently, it's still kind of Fantasyland, Tomorrowland, and what was actually being offered was kind of just dependent on, staffing that day. If there was low staffing, maybe in Fantasyland, they just couldn't be able to open that, then they would limit it to Tomorrowland. If it was,
they got Fantasyland. It's right.
Yeah, it's typically Fantasyland and Tomorrowland, but
when you went, like Danny's saying, there was low staffing. They're like, we can't even open Fantasyland.
Yeah, so they're gonna adjust. Everything's subject to change. Disney has that great disclaimer for a reason, right?
Yeah. Damn. All offerings may vary and subject to restrictions and change. Damn. I can see that, Danny. They're like, hey, not enough people showed up. We can't do Fantasyland today. Yeah. Dang.
We got a super chat from Angel Forever 59X who sends $20 and says, I'm seriously considering staying outside of Disneyland now because they took away 2 of the 3 reasons I stay on property: close walk, early access, and merch delivery. I already buy multi-lane. Thank you both for the stream.
Damn. Yeah, let's talk about that. That'll be the last thing we talk about this subject. Are people just inclined to be like, why am I staying on property? Why am I staying on property? Why? That's a valid point. I get it. What were you going to say, Danny?
The merch delivery is a shame. When they stopped doing that after COVID.
Wait. Stop doing that?
Yeah, to my knowledge, they're not doing that anymore.
Damn. Okay, keep going.
Yeah,
I actually did merch delivery at Walt Disney World, and it was one of the coolest things. I buy something at Epcot.
It got me to spend money at Disney World. If
I buy something at Epcot, it's in my hotel room.
Yeah, if I couldn't do merch delivery, I wouldn't have bought it.
Dude, did you buy like some artwork or something one time, Danny?
Yes, I did.
Merch delivery. Boom, to your hotel room.
Merch delivery.
So okay, keep going, Danny. My bad.
I'll just say that's a huge one. I agree with Angel Forever that that should come back, and it probably will. Right? They're gonna want reasons for you to spend money, so that's a great one to do. I would say for people who are choosing to stay where, I still like the on property hotels just for the amenities they offer, the close and proximityness of them all. And of course, the nostalgia of a lot of them. They have great themes. You're going to have great service when you're there. So like those are typically like would weigh heavily for me. But there's also some really great good neighbor hotels too. And Disney's not going to shy you away from going to a good neighbor hotel either, because they book Good Neighbor hotels through their own travel agents. So
Yeah.
like they call them Good Neighbor hotels for a reason. So they're just going to be happy that you're staying there either way.
Yeah, it's a synergy machine. They're all part of it. They're all part of it. Um, I, you know how I look at it. Staying on Disneyland property, you're just in the Disney bubble. I know that's like what not a lot of people want to hear, but it's nice to be in the Disney bubble, and that's kind of the premium that I guess is really the selling point now, because yeah, the benefits are you get to you're close to the parks. That's kind of it. That's your benefit. But being in the Disney bubble, it is magical. Anytime I've stayed on property at hotels, it's awesome. It does suck though to lose early entry. I think it's very brutal. I know it sounds like a money grab, but I'm really shocked that Disney didn't go the route of Universal, because Universal does early entry, but you got to pay for it. I think they should at least given the hotel guests the opportunity to pay for it. But I think what's really happening, if I had to just take my wild guess, Disneyland hotel stays are going down a lot. They've increased prices, which has probably evened out with profitability in the long run. But at the same time, lower stays, lower people using early entry. So I could see them just be like, because Disney put out a statement through Scott Gustin that not enough people were using early entry, and that's why they just got away with it, got rid of it. And I think that's probably a big factor because not as many people are staying on property anymore like before. And people have got priced out. These hotels are very expensive on property now at Disneyland. Another thing that supposedly wasn't getting used, and they're getting rid of it, this entrance. They spent a lot of money. Disney spends all this money, and they're getting rid of it. Pixar Place Hotel DCA entrance. Pa fuera! Goodbye! Good riddance! Nobody used it! This is a really, really weird move because this project, like, they for real spent a lot of money doing this. Like, in a long time. It wasn't short. What are your thoughts, Danny?
Yeah, this was an interesting one for me. I was
Because Danny used this entrance. Danny's a believer here.
yeah, to be fair, I only used it to leave. I never used it to enter because you can only use it to enter if you have a hotel key, because there's like a gate with like a thing on it. So I would use it to exit because it was great. It was a great little shortcut to exit on over to the Pixar Pals parking structure and Mickey and Friends parking structure, especially if you were in DCA. It was like a huge shortcut.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they had built this. This isn't the first time this has gone away, right? We had DCA 1.0 had an entrance for Paradise Pier Hotel back in the day, and it was also heavily underutilized. And they closed it, and they got rid of it altogether. And it kind of went the wayside when they built some other things and expanded the Grand Californian Hotel closer to the park where it didn't used to be. And then it was gone and it was no longer there anymore. And so now when they built the Pixar Place Hotel in place of the Paradise Pier Hotel, they brought it back. They were really trying to up the level of that hotel, bring some more amenities. But even bringing it back, they just guests weren't really utilizing it, right? They're walking out of the back of the hotel, going to the downtown Disney entrance just right next door. Or if they're crossing the street to Disney California Adventure side, a lot of times they're just going to through the Grand Californian Hotel. They're just not even paying attention and just going straight through to the entrance that they know. Or maybe they want to go in that way because it's closer to what they're trying to do, and they don't want to be entering through Pixar Pier. I don't know.
It's kind of a weird L right here because you were trying to create value for Pixar Place Hotel. Now you're taking it away. And at the same time, pushing people through here, like this Pixar Place entrance and exit, guess what they're not doing? They're not walking through downtown Disney. They're not looking at stores and food. They're not spending no money. Do you think that was a big factor, Danny? They were like, yeah, why we do this?
I think it's just really staffing, right? Like we saw the writing on the wall for this already. It was open pretty much almost all day, like the one at the Grand Californian was, and then months ago, like earlier this year, right after the holiday season, we started to see this entrance close at noon. So if you weren't using it at noon, you didn't get to use it anymore. Not even to you could use it to exit, but you couldn't use it to enter. They had a security guard there posted up after 12 noon, blocking people from entering and sending them back through the hotel to the other entrance at the other side of the hotel. So we saw the writing on the wall. They already cut it off at 12, so it was coming. It was going to happen eventually. They just, they're really trying to figure out what's important to the hotel guests and what's not, and that just, like the early entry, it wasn't being utilized. I'm telling you, like, the as much people that complain about the early entry being gone, I don't know a single person that, besides, like, it's rare, but like the average person hates waking up early on their vacation, and they especially, with Disney World, were complaining about it all the time because you had to do 7 a.m. early access to your fast passes in the morning, and which means you really had to get up at 6:50 to be like ready to scroll and jump in the queue to get your Ratatouille or whatever the heck you were trying to get, and Frozen Ever After, and so, like, people hate waking up early, and like I said, the average person, like, doesn't even get to Disneyland until 10 a.m. And you can tell that, especially at Disneyland, by the lines that develop outside the turnstiles and the lines that develop at Mickey and Friends at 10 a.m. It's like everyone nowadays, like, to them, morning is 10 a.m. They don't get up before that if it's a day that they're not working.
Like rope drop 10:30.
Yeah.
And when I rope drop, the parking structure Mickey and Friends is an S show at 10:30.
Yeah, and in all honesty, Mondo, like, Disneyland was also probably seeing a lot of these comments here in this chat right now, including me, right? I was using the exit there as an exit to the park, which it is, but it's mainly a hotel benefit for hotel guests that want to enter that way. That's why they put it there. But if regular guests are just using it as a shortcut, as an exit, like, Disney doesn't want to pay for that. And that makes sense, right? But we're seeing it here, like, we have 19 Benji 87 in the chat that says, okay, they're getting rid of the entrance, but do you think people will still be allowed to exit through it? When I stayed on Catella, leaving through there saved me over half a mile of a walk.
Well, you got to go through Disney.
I know, but, like, is Disney going to keep something open for someone that's not even staying on property and they're going to their hotel in Catella? Like, that's what I mean. Like, there's not a benefit for them to keep it open. That's like for their business. So it's, I'm sure it'll remain open as potentially maybe like an emergency exit to the park.
Yeah.
And maybe they even use it as like a set. They even keep it as like an option to pulse guests into when they have to close the DCA other entrance in the Redwood area, which is what happened not that long ago, right? When they redid the turnstiles there and redid the whole entrance at that entrance, they shoved everyone over to this Pixar one temporarily. So they could potentially pulse it in the future and use it as a need be situation. Who knows?
Let me just throw it out there. This might be crazy talk. But we know for a fact, is it this building, Danny? Where's this parade building? Is it this?
Where's what building? That's one of them.
That's one of them. Right here.
That's another one.
Right here. This building. Do you think that building makes its way to right here, where this entrance that's being taken away? Is there room to just plop it here? What do you think? Is that crazy talk? Because we know. I don't think parades are leaving. But that was my first thought. I was like, I wonder if they're getting rid of this like hotel entrance exit area to plop their big warehouse for parades right here.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I don't know. That was just my first thought. What do you think? Is that crazy? Ridiculous?
If anything, I think it'll just there's not really there's there's not really a lot of room there. It's still a that pathway that's there alongside the hotel. That wasn't built for that entrance. That's always been there. That's an emergency exit for the hotel guests. You know, if they need to evacuate the hotel and they're coming out the auxiliary staircases, they're coming out into that pathway either way. So it's definitely a fire escape route for the hotel. So either way, it's going to remain. The only thing I could see maybe coming back to that space if they decided to rip it out, which I don't think they're going to do, would be like more cast break areas because
Mm.
they're probably gonna lose a lot of that in the areas behind the Incredicoaster where they're building Coco because there are a lot of cast break areas over there.
Dude, look at all the buildings.
Yeah.
This is Coco. Hopefully we get a lot of Coco news next week. Destination D23. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But we got some big super chats. Oh, Malanta DA just dropping fire. Wow. Hi, Monto. Thank you, DA. Have a wonderful birthday this Wednesday, the 27th. My brother had the same birthday, but he passed away. Oh my God, I'm sorry for your loss. I'll celebrate vicariously through you. Happy birthday, Mondo. Wishing you many more. DA, I am sorry for your loss. Man, that's just tough. My birthday is the 27th. I guess so. My honest reaction to this, like the birthday thing, I get so lost in everything I'm doing and like being a dad at the same time. And I like lose track. I'm like, oh yeah, my birthday. God, I forgot. I just forgot. And it's like, I don't know, it just creeps up on you. The older you get, you're just like, damn, it's my birthday again. But
It's crazy too because your birthday always comes like when it's hot season and you're like just so in the mode for like your bread and butter. It's like you don't have time to think about any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm like in Horror Night mode, Scary Farm, Fright Fest, Dark Harbors, Disneyland Halloween. You know, it would have been a Oogie Boogie Bash, but I'm just checked out on that. But I just lose track. My girlfriend asked me like, "What do you want to? What do you really want? What do you want to do for your birthday?" I was like, "There's like a couple things I want to do. I want to go to the golf range. I want to go get unlimited sushi. If I could sneak in a movie, maybe watch a movie, and then I want to end my day at Disneyland. That's it. It's a lot to ask, but to me, that's like, I don't need more than that. Just spend it with my family and friends and stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at right now for my birthday. I definitely want to be at Disneyland. But DA, thank you so much. I appreciate the birthday wishes. And I'm sorry for your loss once again with your brother. Let me see. We got Johnny dropping a super chat. Mondo, Danny, I know we're not talking about HHN, but Express add-on is sold out for opening night. Darn! I hope Unlimited Express is available. I'm chancing it. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm buying a Limited Express as well, so I could get all the content and whatever I need. But I have frequent fear, and I could only buy it the day of. So I'm just hoping to the HHN gods, Express Unlimited is not sold out on opening day or whatever. But I hope you get it, Johnny. The hype's getting pretty crazy for Horror Nights, especially too. There's been a lot of behind the scenes that have been happening. So just a lot of media HHN wise has gone out. What were you gonna say, Danny?
No, I said it's getting so crazy.
Yeah, no, dude, it's getting crazy. But thank you for all the birthday wishes, everybody. It's crazy. Last year, I lived my birthday like I was a year older. So this birthday, I feel younger. As weird as that sounds, because yeah, it's just crazy. I can't believe how old I'm getting. Let me tell you guys something. Uh, just totally off topic. I remember when I was younger, and one of my cousins like turned 30, and I was like, "Damn, you turned 30? You are old." Like that's just how I felt. I was like, "Man, you're getting old." So now I'm like creeping on the 40s. I'm like, "Fuck, I'm old. I'm old as shit." Like it's just wild that like I'm old. But the more I go through life and whatever, getting old is a blessing, and I get to spend it doing the thing I love, which is what you're watching right now, Five Fires YouTube. I just feel blessed beyond belief, and just thankful every day for everything I do here. Because without you guys, without Danny, without everybody that supports me, this is nothing. This is literally nothing. But this is a lot. We a big deal around here. I've told Danny many times. We are the media. We are. Literally, we are the media. It's crazy. I can't believe we got here, but we are the media. These crazy people right here. All right.
Arnott's Adventure says, I regret calling anyone old when I was younger.
No, for real. For real, man. For real. No, yeah. It's kind of crazy. All right, we got to go. I was holding Not Scary Farm for the end, Danny, because it's the main event. They are the main event. Not Scary Farm. Not Scary Farm. Not Scary Farm. Not Scary Farm.
Dude, I will say the hardest thing about every single one of these Nightmare Revealed events is it's just never. It's like 1 hour too short. It's like it stops at 10, and I always want it to stop at 11.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much to cover. We never get to see it all. We're trying to do everything. Although Mondo and I did have a really good opportunity to speak to the creatives, so that was fun.
We now that you bring up Nightmares Revealed, my mind is so like I already forgot about Nightmares Revealed. Like it's just there's a lot going on in the horror world. Real quick though, I just want to say, Christina, thank you so much. I was so close to just like doing a video and sharing everything on Instagram, but the Terrifier behind the scenes is some graphic stuff, and I was just like, damn, I think we'll wait on this stuff till opening day and whatever. And I know a lot of people don't want to be spoiled right now. We're so close to the event, so that's why I've been kind of like, we'll just share it on Twitter, because you could put like the sensitive image, and I could put in big words spoiler warnings. That's why it's nice to share stuff on Twitter like that. But on Instagram and YouTube, I don't know. But a lot of Terrifier content coming very soon, but we'll have warnings for that at that point. Okay, hold on, Danny. Nightmares Revealed. Give us your take on all of it. The operations, what it was. How do you feel? Like were you satisfied? Did everything go well for you? I know we were together, but I want you to talk about it.
Yeah. I as much as I love and have very good nostalgia towards Nightmares Revealed when it used to be in the Walter Knott Theater.
Bring it back to the theater, my gosh! I'm going to say it every time.
As much as I love it there, I love what this event has become. I love that you can do lights on walkthroughs on mazes. I love that they have the creatives out there for you to speak to individually. They have, the costume designers in the schoolhouse or city hall building or whatever, town hall in Calico. And you can, see costumes from the 2 new mazes and talk to them about like why they chose the certain things that they chose. They had a really cool new thing this year. I think it was new on the Calico Park stage, which is right next to the saloon. They were doing monster transformations on regular guests in the park. How cool is that?
I know.
That was like
There you
coolest thing ever. Uh, they were doing. They have, of course, the main stage at the Calico stage, talking about all the new things coming back. They had the Boulay brothers this year as the hosts of that. Ghost Town Streets is essentially alive and well. The scare zone's already there. The fog is going. The attractions are open, just like during Scary Farm. Silver Bullet is in the dark. Like all the fun things people want to do is like a quick taste of it.
dude, people
Honestly,
riding the pony ride over and over, dude.
over and over.
Yeah.
So honestly, it was really cool. I love what the event has become. They've done a really good job of just like making it great for fans of it's almost like a Midsummer Scream, but just for knots. So
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
got all these fun little things if you want to learn about stuff, and then it has, just knots fun for Scary Farm stuff if you want to have it too. I still think the event's a little too short. I would love it to be open one more hour. Overall, though, I think it went pretty well. They try to make it different every year. Like we had this really cool new opening sequence, that you could maybe or maybe not see depending on where you were standing.
Yeah.
Conductor kicked it all off. And then, we had a whole hanging sequence where she transformed into the witch, and that kind of, opened up the ceremony of everything. So it was pretty cool. I think they did a really good job, like highlighting everything, I'd say.
Um, for Nightmares Revealed, uh, I thought it was awesome. I really did. I really did. Uh, I, you know how I feel, Danny. That opening, having the conductor do something at Ghost Rider, and then doing the hanging right there at the railroad tracks. We didn't need that stuff, dog. We don't need it. You're holding back thousands of people from going where they need to go, and these humongous delays all happen. And by the time you get to the announcements, you're just kind of like been sardine for an hour or so, and you're just kind of like, I don't know, it just hits you in a bad mindset when you finally get to the main stage, and then they're just announcing all this stuff that we already knew was returning. Nobody cares. I think my thing is just start with the new stuff. Just go to the new stuff. I don't care about Origins coming back for the 25th year. Nobody cares. Give us the new stuff, and then at that point you take out like 10, 15 minutes of that, which you could do other stuff and have fun with other stuff. I don't know. I just feel like shaving the conductor, the hanging at the railroad tracks, and then those announcements that nobody cares about of returning things, that's like 40 minutes saved right there. Maybe even more for all we know. And that's 40 more minutes to do all the other fun stuff that Nightmares Revealed has to offer. I just don't see a benefit of holding these thousands of people like that for no reason. I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all, Danny. That's how I feel. I don't know if you felt that way, but that's how I felt, dude.
Yeah, no, I feel like what I was gonna say is that
Hated it, actually. I'm gonna say I hated it. That's how I feel.
one thing I will say, as much as I like how what the event has become as far as like a little mini, early taste of and like letting you kind of explore areas that you want to explore. One thing I do miss about the Nightmares Revealed event being inside the Walter Knott Theater is that, to Mondo's point, we spent a lot of time in like a con type panel where they would talk at length about the story, about the monsters, the costumes, the color choices, everything about each of the new mazes, and also the new scare zones if there was going to be one. And they
Yeah.
would have the creatives come up there and talk about it. And I realize that is sort of happening in like different places throughout the event if you choose to go to it. To Mondo's point, I'd much rather have those types of panels in the presentation, and have the presentation be just about the new ones,
New stuff. That's it. That's it.
and then like all the things that go into it. Then this, like, the Boulay brothers, that was interesting and fun, but like I'm sure they're probably expensive, right? They're not cheap
Hell yeah, dude.
because they're entertainers. So they had to spend a lot of money on that, and like did they really add a lot to it? They added some funny things here and there, but like I'd rather them just have a panel of like the creatives who could talk more about the mazes and get us like really hyped for them. Like and the guy in the middle, I forget his name, but he's been like the longest running scary farm
Since
for
I can
whatever.
remember. Since I can
He
remember.
he talked about stuff, but he didn't talk about like things in detail like they used to do at the event in the presentation. So if they could kind of like marry the two with like how they have it now, but like a little bit of the old, I feel like they'd hit that sweet spot and people would just love that.
What'd you think about this trailer for the zoo, Danny? Let's get to the houses because this is the new
Yeah, so one of the new houses is called the Zoo.
parkour.
Parkour. It was interesting. It was they're kind of posing it as like a government video that's the government made as like a pitch probably to some you know some Senate department that they need to get funding from. And it's basically like them saying like we're trying to make super soldiers, and we're doing that with super splicing DNA from these predators in the animal kingdom with humans, and trying to like take the predator aspects of these humans and making super soldiers. And so obviously, that doesn't go well. And it becomes, and maybe at first it was successful, but then the animal starts taking over the person, and then they become like killing machines because they're
Yeah,
predators.
yeah.
So that's kind of like the storyline of the maze. And it used to be a zoo that the government has, it was, and then it became an abandoned zoo, and then the government used it for these experiments after it was already abandoned. So it sounds like you're going to go through this existing zoo, and the experimented on animals will be in these exhibits and things just like you would find in a zoo. The interesting thing about this maze is that it's bringing back an aspect of a maze that's beloved from a long time ago, Trick or Treat Lights Out, where the maze transforms at 11 o'clock at night and will become completely pitch black. And your only light to guide you through the maze will be a dimly lit flashlight that they provide you. And you're going to be shining your flashlight. And if you just so happen to shine your flashlight directly on the monster in front of you, it's going to scare the hell out of you when that happens. Because that was the fun part about Trick or Treat Lights Out when they had it. Now, Mondo and I did ask the creatives. We asked him if
Shout
the
out to Gus.
flashlights.
His name was Gus.
Yeah, we asked Gus if the flashlight would transform like it did in Trick or Treat Lights Out. They had a pretty cool, really technology-packed flashlight that would change from like a flickering flashlight to a solid, bright flashlight to a black light, and also would vibrate and like scare the hell out of you while you're holding it, to add to the element of scare. And as the flashlight would go from room to room, it would transform based on whatever was the environment that you were running into. He said that this flashlight would not be like that. It would just be a dimly lit flashlight that like barely provides any light. And I also asked the question too, because I knew in my mind when they said it was transforming at 11, I was like, this is going to be a nightmare of people just hovering around the maze at
Camping.
11 o'clock
Camping.
and waiting for it to transform, kind of like how that happens over at the Tower of Terror, aka the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, when it's trying to transform midday, or when it used to do that, transform midday to Monsters After Dark. People would just kind of like hang around on the outside trying to figure out when it's going to switch. They did say that around between 10 to 10:15, they would put up an this line is cut off sign, and they would follow the end of the line, and the line would completely empty out, and then the maze would have like a little bit of a closure period, and then it would reopen. So it won't be like this weird chaos of like, oh, I'm in the line now, but I want to be in line for 11 o'clock. Like it won't be like that. So, but overall, I'm excited for this maze. I think it'll be interesting. It's based on the facade. it looks like they spent money on it. So I'm curious to see how it looks.
What is your reaction to the mask?
Oh, the ones that we saw.
Yeah, because we
Uh,
saw the zoo characters essentially, and it's just kind of it's a mask, and they're in like military outfits. I don't know if this will be like what we see in the maze. I guess. Um, I don't know, man. This whole zoo thing's kind of weird to me. But what'd you think of the mask? And we have
uh,
a dog guy, a fish dude, a pig.
this is to me like this. There Knott's isn't going to give away like a lot, outside of the maze like that. So for me, if I'm thinking about the storyline of what this maze is, to me, this looks like, hey, all of these morphs of spliced DNA, this is working how we want it to, right? They're humans, and then they have like these super soldier like one has like a dog face, the other one has like whatever. So like this could be, oh hey, the experiment is working. Like these guys are just like buffed up because they're predators now, and then also half human. But I think as we transition further into the maze is when the experiments start to go bad and they start to transform into like full-fledged monsters. So I feel like we haven't seen those monsters yet, and
Yeah,
that's what's long for us in the maze.
yeah. Because like when I saw these masks, I was not impressed because I was just like, what? But maybe this is just the beginning, and when we're in the maze, they got like a lion arm and fur and just kind of more lion esque. Because these were like some spirit Halloween stuff, you know what I mean? That was my reaction when I saw it. I was like, what? Uh, I don't know. My first reaction was like, how are these going to be scary? That's literally what I was thinking. I don't know. But I almost feel like they're just not trying to give stuff away truly whenever it all comes alive. Um, I still kind of feel though, Danny, I'm not sold on the zoo. I'm not sold. Not sold on the zoo thing, man. But we'll see. We will see what happens. We got a couple super chats before we keep going. From Isaiah Ruiz. I've been going to HHN since 2009. It took Terrifier to finally bring back gruesome. It took Terrifier to finally bring back gruesome, adult-rated visuals that Murdy used to do a lot. Well, it's in there, man. Shout out to Christina. She was commenting earlier. She did a whole blog and photos and a really good behind-the-scenes tour of what you're going to expect in Terrifier. There's a lot of Terrifier content out there now. It's extremely graphic. I literally had to think twice. I was like, do I post this on Instagram? I think I'll just leave it on Twitter for right now. That's how I felt. But you're right, dude. John Murdy went full send, as they say. We also got a super chat from Toxicity Forever. Hope to meet you at the parks one day, Mondo. Love the vids. Would you want to see Pup It Up make a return at the Knott's Theater? My answer is no! Don't do it! Don't do it! Stay out of here! No. What I do want to see, Music, Monsters, and Mayhem! Bring it back! Bring it back! Bring it back! Bring it back! It is a crime, and I'll say it every damn opportunity I have. Music, Monsters, and Mayhem should have had a 5-year run. Easily a 5-year run. Knott's loves returning things. How the hell is Music, Monsters, and Mayhem not a returning thing? Horrible decisions, in my opinion. But Danny, you want to see Puppet Up come back?
No.
Just short and simple, no. Oh man! All right, Bloody Mary. We got, or no, 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 Mary, the Haunting of Worth Home. I want to say it correctly. This trailer hit hard. That was for sure. What were your thoughts on the Mary one, Danny?
This is going to be popular, right? People know the storyline of Bloody Mary, but Knott's is kind of putting their own kind of twist on it. The storyline is this is a halfway house. So, for those that don't know, halfway house is like people who are recovering, like drug addicts or right. I think that's what it is, right? Halfway house. Now
Yeah,
I'm like questioning what it is, but essentially they said it was like a halfway house. And the people in the halfway house basically like who are like essentially like haunted by this, or I don't, they like someone question in the trailer, like they're questioning, oh, this doesn't exist, like Bloody Mary doesn't exist. And we all know there's been like a million different versions of Bloody Mary over the years, and so they're kind of setting it up as like oh, like, well, you do it then, kind of thing. And she turns off the lights and says it in the mirror, and then Mary takes her away. So it'll be scary. I think they said that this maze will have a lot of mirrors, and mirrors are always pretty scary. I always think of like the room inside. I will say the one room that's really successful every single time in Mesmer is that like rotating mirror room, uh, where there's just like all those mirrors and you don't know kind of what you're looking at or where you're going almost. And they always get people in that room every single time with the scare. And if they're doing a ton of mirrors, which the creative said they're gonna do, I have a feeling Mary's gonna get people real good in this maze.
yeah. It seems like Mary's a home run, just right away. That's how I felt. I was like, "Ooh, this one's gonna hit hard." Um, I was asking Danny. I was like, "Why should I be scared of Bloody Mary?" I want you to talk about that. Why is Bloody Mary scary, Danny? I don't know who Bloody Mary is.
I mean, it's like it's an urban legend, so it's kind of like La Llorona, or like Chupacabra. Like it's an urban legend for, so it really touches a lot of cultures, and it also is very. I feel like it's very tied to American culture, specifically when you're young. Like kids always dabbled in that, like, oh, well, I dare you to say her name in the mirror. Like that was always a thing, like for people when they were younger. Like they would scare kids and like lock you in the bathroom, make you try to say it. Like you see that in movies and TV shows and stuff. So it's like it's had a lot of different interpretations, and everyone kind of has um their idea of it. And so it feels a little bit more real because you're in that maze and you know what Bloody Mary is, versus like the zoo. I don't know what the heck I'm walking into at the zoo.
Yeah.
Like I have an idea what the maze is, but like Bloody Mary, I know what I'm walking into with that,
hmm
so
Okay. 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 Um, for the Bloody Mary, the trailer sold me. The zoo trailer, I was just like, "What the heck is this?" Like, I still don't even think it's a zoo when I watched it. Um, but yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited for the stuff coming to Knott's. I do want to show something from Knott's still, because I feel like this is really where the real conversations were. We had a chance to check out the merch. I just want to go over it very quickly. We got Spirit Jersey, uh, this lounge fly that I guess is just flying off the shelves. Everybody's buying it. This is a
yeah, it's the
clear
first
lounge fly.
yeah, it's the first ever clear lounge fly that looks like this, is what the guy said. It's still the same $90 price that lounge flies are, but it's clear, which means more importantly, Knott's took the feedback from their previous Loungefly and was like, people were saying, "Hey, I'm buying this $90 Loungefly and I can't even use it at Knott's Scary Farm because your bag policy." Well, guess what? this bag is allowed at Knott's. Not to mention that, but there's a lot of use cases for clear bags. Some people who work in retail, they have to have clear bags to go to work, so they can use this then. People who go to concerts want a cute little bag to go to a concert or a football game or some kind of anything. A lot of times you need clear bags now. So like this could have a lot of uses for a lot of people, especially if they love Loungeflies and they're always like, man, I wish I had a cool like Loungefly that was clear. Well, now they do.
Yep, yep. That was the dumbest thing, and it was one of the coolest lounge flies ever, the 50th. But you can't use it. Sorry, you got to wait till you leave. What? This is a Scary Farm bag. Uh, we got some sweaters, more Spirit jersey. Um, there's a lot of cool stuff. We did. Why didn't Nightmares Reveal talk a little bit more about the lanterns? Like, hey, we're gonna do a new activation or something. We didn't get none of that. And the reason I bring it up,
Well, they did say there's going to be like 200 plus activations.
show us, talk about it. Which one's the cool new one? Fry Fest talked about lanterns and showed us concept art. What? Why is Fry Fest doing that? Not Knott's. But yeah, there's a new lantern coming. There's a new lantern. Let me see. Where is it? I think that's it for this. I definitely buying that when I have it.
Yeah, Mondo always gets the icon shirt.
Yeah, I just like the one with everything. We'll see if I buy anything else. I need a Knott's hoodie. For whatever reason, I don't have a Knott's Scary Farm hoodie right now.
Demi got all the stab 'em stuff, the stabby.
Yeah, dude, that popcorn thing is very popular.
I think you'd like that slider shirt, Mondo.
Yeah, I like the slider shirt, but what I didn't like about the slider shirt, give me one for the gauntlet, bro. Give me one for the gauntlet. I want the gauntlet. Rope Drop Nation. Doesn't the K change with the lantern? I could have sworn that was a last year thing. So that's why I didn't get that excited. I could have sworn
No,
it was.
it wasn't a last year thing, but it was a Knott's 100 thing.
Oh, it's been done. It's already been
Yeah,
done.
it's been done.
I
But
want the slider
to be
shirt
fair,
to be the gauntlet. That's what I want. Dan. I want the slider shirt be the gauntlet because that's where they have a whole slider show in the gauntlet. Like it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, to be fair, the activation for Knott's before. Do you remember, Mondo, during the 100th they had the old Knott's K that was down right next to
I love
accelerator.
when they did that. I love when they did that.
That I think that was the one that you were able to change with like whatever they had for the activation. It was the one that was on the ground. So technically, I think this might be the first time we can change the one on top of the tower.
The tower. Dude, they should bring that big K and make that a lantern activation. That'd be sick. I wonder if I have a photo of that big K. I have a lot of photos of that thing. I know for a fact. When would that K have been, Danny? Like, what year is that? That's a long time ago.
That was Knott's 100 was 2020, and it was closed during 2020. So the parks reopened in 21. So I think the Knott's 100 celebration was like 21, 22.
21. Let me see. Remember when they sold that donut with like chicken on it or something?
Yeah, the big sandwich or whatever it was. We split it that day with Peter and Kitra from Ordinary Adventures.
Yeah. Oh, damn. I can't. It would take me a little while to find it. Oh, man. 2020 was a crazy year. Or 2021. We had to wear masks in the summer. That was
Let's see, Mondo. The go to May 2021.
It was in May. I just want to see this Knott's thing because I for sure have photos. I don't know how I would find it. Damn, was that what they were creating? Halloween, or that was like
March 2021.
Man, I wish it would just be easy to find a K, like the big OK. I don't know. I'll just move on. I'll move on. Um, the foods. What was your big takeaway, Danny, from all the foods?
A lot of the foods looked really, really good. Um, Not the desserts, but the foods. uh, we got to sample a few of them at the media event. So we tried the Korean barbecue meatballs on the tater tots. Those were fire. That's a really good option. Um, that walking taco looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Uh, that looked really, really awesome. The al pastor that Mondo showed there, the black colored al pastor, that is not using food dye. They use spices to make it that color. So there's no food dye on that one. There is food dye on the bat wings, which are just chicken wings that are dyed black. Uh, those I'd probably stay away from. Uh, the the pizzas, honestly, not Knott's pizzas are like the ones I get like the most hyped for. They weren't all that exciting, to be honest. So like, I don't know if I'm gonna be like
Pumpkin
going.
chorizo on a pizza.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too hyped on the pizzas this time around. But I love their pizza. Usually, they always have some really cool options. Um, what else did we try? Oh, they had a vegan dessert. Finally, it was a pumpkin. Um, like what do you
Tri-
call those? Like a trifle kind of
Oh,
situation. It
those
was
are
like
the wings. Blood moon
those
bat wing.
blood moon bat wings. Yeah, do not, absolutely do not. Fingers black, mouth black,
Organs black.
clothes black. Don't even
It's
think
just
about it.
dyeing your body like that food dye. It's not good. It's just not going to be good. Even like the
Yeah.
other dyes, the blue, purple dye. I don't know. I always stay away from the dyes.
Mondo, check your text messages.
Let me see. Let me see. You took a picture of it? Ah, there it is, dude. Dude, make this a scary farm lantern activation. Activation. Lantern. I'm gonna tag Scary Farm. They probably don't care, but I think it's a great idea. Dude, imagine that being an activation, Danny. That'd be ridiculous. It'd be so cool with like noises, color effect. Dude, I got photos with that thing. Look at that. That's epic. That should be a lantern activation. That I want my lantern activations to look like that, dude. That lanterns are expensive. It's a lot of money. That thing is cool, dude. I can't believe they like displayed that. I should have
Yeah,
stayed.
I sent you the other one, the daytime photo of it.
Damn.
And by the way, that photo was from May 21st, 2021.
Oh, I was May. Okay, I didn't make it in May. Uh, your overall thoughts on all the food though? Like how did it hit you? Because we got to try a lot of this media.
The dessert I was really excited for because we don't get a lot of dairy free desserts, so I was excited for that. And being someone that can't have dairy, like I was really stoked on that one. It was like a pumpkin cheesecake, and it had like whipped cream, and you looked at it and you're like, "There's no way this could be dairy free," and it was, and it was so good. I can't even tell you the last time I've had a cheesecake before, So it was really awesome trying that. I loved it. It actually wasn't featured according to Wilf. That we love Wilf. Shout out to Wilf right there. I always just call him the director of food and beverage. I don't know what his actual title is, but that's the title I made up for him
I'm just
because
gonna
he's like
call Wilf the boss. Wilf's the
the
boss.
boss.
That's
He's the
I'm
boss
calling
of food and beverage.
him.
But he said that they didn't have the pumpkin cheesecake thing on display, but they had it sampled for us, and he said that it was going to be at gosh, I can't remember where he said it was going to be at. Was it Prop Shop or?
I want to say Sutter's, dude, but I can't remember. Oh, was it? Dang, I can't remember. Maybe our Knott's
Oh, maybe
Adventure.
it was Boardwalk, baby. Maybe it was Boardwalk, not Boardwalk, but Ghost Town Bakery. Maybe it was Ghost Town Bakery.
Ghost Town Bakery. I feel like that's where it would be, Danny.
Yeah.
They have everything. But I like the
And Mondo actually tried the alligator sausage. How was that?
uh, it was just tough as hell. For as good as the alligator tasted, I just couldn't get over the fact that I'm eating gator at Knott's. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't recommend it. What I do recommend though is the bison burger or bison slider. I don't know if it's like, was it on display, Danny? The bison?
I don't remember if it was,
Yeah, I
but it was.
remember being on the
It's
display.
essentially a bison, a big juicy bison patty, and it had caramelized onions, kind of like a jelly, and also blue cheese on it as well. And all the flavors worked really well with it, um, and it was way better than I thought. Honestly, I had two of those little sliders, so I thought it
No, they
was
were
great.
really good. It was
None of
really,
none of
really
the
good.
Mondo cakes were calling my name this time around, Mondo. I don't know about you. The killer brownie one, maybe, but that's a little excessive. I don't know.
Yeah, all the funnel cakes are over the top. I'm kind of like in the there was like a pumpkin pie cookie that he showed. Let me see if I can find it. Did I not show it? It was like, oh, right here on the left side. That one right there.
Okay, that
It's
looks
like a
pretty good.
cookie with like
Pumpkin pie filling.
pumpkin pie filling with the slice of pumpkin pie. Give me that opening day, baby. I will for sure be trying that. That's the one. Look at this. This is like bacon. I don't know. Scary Farm goes crazy on the foods, but I will definitely be trying stuff over the time. I
Mr.
love the
Ocean.
bison burger. They
Oh
had
yeah.
a bison burger 2 years ago, and it was terrible. This one was much better. No, it was Five Fires. The bison burger
Oh,
was
it's so good. It's so good. Uh, Mr. OC Punk in the chat says, "Did the first generation lanterns work with activating stuff this year?" I still have the first generation lantern. I bring it every year to the Nightmares Revealed event. They always have the little like Yarona setup over there, and my lantern always activates it. It activated it this year, so it still works just fine. My lantern itself doesn't work anymore, but it's kind of like it's like hit or miss whether it works. So the if your lantern still works okay and you still have your first generation one, then yeah, it'll activate everything for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, with everything being revealed at Knott's, how did it leave you? Like, how you feeling? How you feeling about Knott's?
I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I think we're gonna have just absolute um like a pretty good solid lineup at Knott's. I feel like they've got good food to choose from. We got good scare zones. I always like when the mazes have their final year because they do some pretty good plus ups, and the maze usually goes a lot harder.
And they
Grim,
staff them for whatever
yeah,
reason.
Grimoire is one of my favorite mazes. It's gonna have its final year. We got to do a lights on walkthrough. That was pretty cool. And then Mesmer is also going to have its final year. It's also giving up two amazing locations for Scary Farm that, more importantly, Mondo can provide Scary Farm updates for based on their location. So,
Yeah.
so that's the fun part about those mazes. We get fun little teasers throughout the year next year when we're preparing for the year next year's event. So that's fun too.
Yeah, Mesmer, we could like ride the train, get a look at the new the
Go in
new.
the accelerator queue.
Yeah. Before we move on from Scary Farm, I just want to talk about this kind of a curveball. Scary Farm was supposed to do Wednesdays this year, and they had, I don't know the exact number, but they had multiple Wednesdays. It was rumored just out of nowhere that Wednesdays disappeared. Well, shout out to our Knott's Adventure. Wednesdays are not on the calendar. And what I mean by that, you can't buy it Wednesday. They're gone. Maybe this rumor that Wednesdays are canceled at Scary Farm, maybe that's a real thing. I hope this is a typo or some kind of incorrect information on the website, but that was something that was thrown out there. Some speculation that Wednesdays are canceled at Scary Farm. Uh, that's crazy. That's crazy. I hope that's not true. I have a Scary Farm pass. I'm losing days to my pass. Like that takes away its value. Uh, did you ever make it to any Wednesdays, Danny? At Scary Farm?
I did. That actually the majority of the days I went last time were Wednesday.
I know. I feel like we did Disneyland and we went to Scary Farm or something. Like I remember doing that. Let's open up to some Q&A and then we'll fire it down. It's been 2 hours. I can't believe we've been talking that much. Let's do 5 minutes or so of Q&A. If you have any questions, Universal, Knott's, Six Flags, whatever you guys want to talk about, post in the comments right now. Let's have a conversation. I freaking love bison burgers. I've never had a bison burger till Knott's. So thank you to Knott's for introducing me. September 8th in the past has been Disney Plus Day. Have you heard if it's returning next month? Disney Plus is king. Disney Plus is king. I will not deny that. Disneyland, as years go by, they are just caring less and less about Disney Plus. So that's how I feel. Have you heard anything, Danny?
I've heard nothing.
Yeah, the hype ain't there for sure. Let me see.
We got Michael in the chat. Mondo wants to know when your next USH HHN update is going to be. I guess it'd be one of the final ones before the event, right?
I know. I feel like I probably just have like 1 or 2 updates left. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see, Michael. But I think we got like two updates left in us for sure. Mondo, did Orlando ever get back to you on your media requests? They got back to me in less than 30 minutes with a good old no. I feel like I've asked for Orlando media like 4 different years, and it's a denial every time. It is what it is. I don't know what their criteria or whatever they're looking for, but I guess I'm not it. I still kind of want to go though to Orlando for HHN. Like if I ever do go, I would literally just go Friday, do HHN on Friday night, and then just come back Saturday. Like I don't want to be in Orlando that long. I have no business being in Orlando other than HHN right now. I want to save my Epic Universe for like next year with the family. But yeah, no, I can't get on the media in Orlando. Do you think that Terrifier will be part of early entry? Absolutely. Early entry, the Curious George mazes have just always been part of early entry. I think it will be. It will be. There is no like confirmation that I could point you at. Like, hey, look it on the website. They don't have. Even on opening day last year, there was no clarification on what the hell early entry was. It's bad info, honestly. But I'll ask on my next trip if they could even provide that info in person. Do you think there's a chance that some merch like Terrifier will sell out by October? Yes, I think all Terrifier will probably sell out by October. It's like One Piece all over again. Everybody just buying the hell out of One Piece and Jujutsu Kaisen like FanFest. None of that stuff made it to people the second week. The first week, everything sold out. All the people second week didn't get nothing.
Like your head thing that you had.
Yeah, the wolf, that black wolf that I have, the headpiece. People they didn't even get to look at it in the second week. I think Terrifier stuff probably not making it to. It's probably not making it to October.
You got your poncho ready for Terrifier Mod, or are you going in just raw?
Yeah, I'm just going raw. Just give it to me. It's 100 degrees out here. Just give it to me. What would you say it is possible to get all mazes done with just Express and some rides? Danny's the perfect person to ask. Can you get all the mazes like in a comfortable pace. Let me say that. What do you think?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's only there's only 9 mazes if you include the Terror Tram, uh, and it's absolutely possible. It's so easy to do, especially if you're combining express with early entry. If you aren't, still easy to do. You just gotta, pick where you want to start. But if you're just doing express, you're not doing early entry. Just group your mazes together. Like pick, plan to do all the lower lot together and all the upper lot and the Curious George parking lot area. Like keep them all in one area, and you'll get through it no problem, easily,
Yeah, 'cause
easily.
if you do like Terrifier and then head to the lower lot and not do Poltergeist, you're messing up. You have Express, just knock it out, knock
Just
everything.
knock it out one after the other.
Yeah,
Do
that's
you
the
think
whole.
we'll ever get Mondo? Do you think we'll ever get the same amazing scenario that we had when we had us and Pandora's Box, where you waited in one line and got both mazes?
So you know what I think, Danny? This is just what I think. That probably is not going to happen because they like throwing the queue into the parking structure for Poltergeist. I think what's going to happen is that us Pandora box scenario where if Terrifier is 2-3 hours, Poltergeist will also be 2-3 hours. You might be like, oh, it's a returning maze. It's not that scary, whatever. It doesn't matter. You got this gigantic crowd already over there at Curious George, which is kind of a pain in the ass to get to. They're going to do Poltergeist because they're already there. So I think Poltergeist might suffer from the Terrifier hype. It's all just everybody's just going to get in line for Poltergeist because they're already there. So Poltergeist might be one of the busiest mazes, which is crazy. Between Universal, Disneyland, which one do you guys think will expand the most before Olympics come? Disneyland, because they're already constructing.
Yeah, Universal has a lot of rumored changes, but Disneyland's actually doing it. They've got Avatar, they've got Coco Ride, they've got the
Avengers already supports and all that.
we've got Downtown Disney plus ups. We've got who the heck knows what's coming to the Esplanade. We have the parking structure that's already being started. Like it's well underway.
Like
Well
like
underway.
very soon we'll have the sandwich. What's the sandwich place called again?
Earl
Earl.
Sam.
Yeah, that 2-story building's gonna come to life soon. Yeah, and we're supposed to have a Portos. Who knows when it comes? uh, Hope you guys are having a good night. Amazing night. Thank you, Adi. My question is for HHN. What are you guys most excited for 2025 and what are you least excited for? What are you most and least, Danny? Most and least.
Most excited for FNAF, obviously. Least excited for. Gosh, I don't even feel like I can really pick a least excited because I feel like I'm pretty much excited for every maze. I think I'm I think I'm not happy that there's not a a Universal Monster maze technically. But I would say I'm least excited for the Terror Tram if I had to pick one.
Yeah.
You know,
Who's
even though I
excited?
feel like even though I feel like it could maybe be fun, I'm always going to be a fan of Purge, so
Yeah,
you're
because
never gonna,
well, the performers, no matter what, are going to be amazing. It's just
yeah,
Blumhouse
you're
as
never
the
going to see me
property.
hating on the Purge because I
Blumhouse.
love Purge. Yeah, so it's like Jurassic for me. Like no matter how corny and dumb Jurassic's going to be, I'm always going to love it. Same with the Purge. Like I'm always going to love the Purge no matter what. Like I think it's the coolest idea. So I think no matter what, I'll always like that. I think a fun concept for a maze. Um, But I would say maybe if I had to pick the Terror Tram, probably. What about you?
Most excited for Terrifier. I'm gonna say Terrifier because I can't believe it's here. Terrifier for sure. FNAF's like number two. FNAF's like 1A, 1B. 1A, 1B. That's how I feel. They're both number one. But least excited Terror Tram. Uh, it's just Blumhouse. Just I'm good. Why the hell is Exorcist Believer coming back in any form? Same thing with Megan. I know a lot of people always come back. Why you hate Megan so much? Nobody wants her at Horror Nights. Nobody, especially after the second movie. What the hell? How are you Horror Nights? Whatever, whatever, dude. Um, yeah, I'd say Terror Tram probably. I just I don't know, Danny. It's hard to get excited. You know what I say, Danny? I almost wish it was just all Purge. Just give me all Purge. Every crazy ass Purge. There's a lot of content from the Purge movies to use. I would have preferred just all Purge, Danny. I, here in this channel, we love the Purge.
Love it.
We love the Purge. Yeah, it's just Black Phone. I don't care. I don't care about Megan. I don't care about Exorcist Believer. Is it
It's funny because
freaky?
we have A-Rods in the chat saying I'm boycotting Terror Tram this year. You can ask Mondo. I boycott Terror Tram every year. Every year I boycott it. Are you kidding me? I don't want to do anything with that situation usually. Well, although I will say when it was the Purge Terror Tram, I did that a few times because I thought that was really fun.
That's what I'm saying. We love the Purge. We love the Purge. Yeah, and I know people are getting sick of Dangerous Waters, but I love it. I love the Purge. I love the Purge.
Yeah, dude, I'm all about it. The Terror Tram though, I just in general I always tell people if they're going to skip something to skip it, only because you got to think about doing that first, because it does close early. And a lot of times, it doesn't really mesh up with you trying to eat food and also trying to do some of the more popular mazes that are going to get insane more later on. So trying to dedicate all your time to do the Terror Tram isn't always possible. So that's why I usually end up boycotting it myself, because I'm just I'd rather do all the other mazes and get some good food and enjoy the scare zones than spend 2 hours in line to go on the Terror Tram and then have to wait on the tram for 30 minutes for it to come back. I just, it's just not for me usually. But, Mondo thought the same thing about the Terror Tram last year, which was also Blumhouse. And he was the first one to say, you can watch his video over again. There's video proof. He loved Terror Tram last year and he was surprised by it. He was honestly surprised by it. So.
But the Larry Larva one, I retired it real fast.
Oh yeah, we retired that Larry Larva one immediately.
Immediately, dude. I have a meme, Daddy, and I just can't find it for the life of me right now. Of Blumhouse. I want to send it to you first if it's inappropriate. I just can't find it. I don't know where the hell I put it, man. Gosh, so I got too many damn photos. All right, let me
Villain commented and he said, Mondo, I want Megan at Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, dude, Villain is #1 Megan fan. #1 Megan fan. I could confirm that. Let me see.
A-Rods 21 says, I love Larry Larva. That's all on you. That's, good. I'm glad that you do, but I don't.
What is your recommendation for a first time at a haunt? HHN. Food first? Any good methods? 2 houses? I'll give you the first best tip. Go to In-N-Out. Just don't even worry about food at Horror Nights. Go to In-N-Out before the event. You already saved $20 just right off the top. Right off the top. Spend those $20 and do early entry. Is there a plan after that? It just depends on what kind of pace you're trying to do. Because you have about an hour and a half window when you do early entry before the S show comes, and everything is 1 to 2 hours, possibly even 3 hours this year. But that's my advice. Go to In-N-Out, buy early entry. What about you, Danny? A first time.
Yeah, I've said it a million times on almost every week we talk about Speculation Sunday for any HHN stuff. Just like Mondo said, get food beforehand. I usually say eat somewhere in City Walk, because the biggest tip, honestly, that saves you anything at HHN, at least for Hollywood, is arriving early to Universal Studios Hollywood when it comes to parking. When you get close to the event start time, or that first hour of the event starting, after it's began and then that next hour, everyone arrives late. Every single person arrives late, and you can spend literally no joke an hour and a half trying to park, and that's not even exaggerating it. That's literally like
Oh, it could be
legit.
horrible. It could be horrible.
So, and that's not going to start your event off right. Like you're waiting like an hour and a half to park in these huge lines of the structure, and then you're walking to security, and there's like, the security line goes all the way through City Walk, and it's just nuts. So like I would say your best bet's just to get there early, even if it means you're there well before the event starts. Just enjoy it, because if you can get into the event right when it begins, you're gonna do at least two mazes with like barely any wait at all. At
Easy.
least two. At
And
least two.
usually when you do 2 mazes right away, guess what? You're probably gonna have a nice day. Like your day's gonna be good.
Our other tip too is do mazes that are indoors. When that first part happens, it's usually hotter. It's usually still pretty bright out. We don't start losing our daylight really until like winter time, so it's still pretty light outside. So go to the FNAFs, go to the other maze in the warehouse, because those mazes were going to be pitch black because they're indoors and they're air conditioned. So
Yeah. All right, Danny. Closing thoughts. Just closing thoughts on everything. Everything.
Um, I'm excited. I'm excited to go to both of these events. I don't know that I'll be at opening night for these this year, but I definitely will be there at one point. Multiple times, obviously. So I'm excited for that, um, and I'm also really excited to see like that first opening night, even if I'm not there, just seeing what the reactions are for Terrifier, because I feel like this maze is so hyped. Like it better live up to the maze, otherwise, like you know, it's gonna be crazy because it's like people put it up so high on this pedestal, like it just got to be like that good. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I'm seeing people too online, Mondo, say that ours is not going to be that wet, but then like John Murdy was saying it's going to be wet, and
I
then
talked to people that were in the maze with the behind the scenes. They're like, dude, there's wet sprayers everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. So I don't think the intensity will be like whatever the hell Orlando's doing, but to be continuously wet and sprayed throughout the maze, you're going to be soaked.
yeah,
Danny, look at the meme I sent you.
yeah, I wouldn't post that. I wouldn't post that.
But
No,
it's funny. But it's funny.
it is. But
Okay.
I will say too, um with the Blumhouse, or not the Blumhouse, the Terrifier maze. Like another thing it's so funny because I think back to the first time you ever watched Terrifier, Mondo, and you called me like right after you watched it, and you were just like, people were leaving in the middle of this, they were getting sick. Like you're like, this movie is disgusting. You're just talking about it, and it's so weird to think that like this is now a maze.
Dude, a maze that they like really went over the top to recreate too. Like,
I did also see too, Mondo, someone who did a walkthrough. I forgot which account it was, but they did the walkthrough of They shared their experience of like a lights on experience in the Terrifier maze, and they said that like John Murdy kind of said that like everyone goes through the chicken exit, like you're forced to go through it.
yeah. The chicken exit, like kind of when it was teased or talked about, uh, it was seeming like there was going to be kind of like a split of the paths. The chicken exit, everybody will be walking the chicken exit. There is no splitting of anything. Everybody's going in the chicken exit. So, uh, but any other closing thoughts, Danny?
That's it. That's it for me.
My closing thoughts, Scary Farm, the announcement event was great once we finally got announcements. But from the announcements on, I had a blast at Nightmares Revealed. It was really, really fun. And like the lights on tour, that experience that is alone worth the whole admission. To walk through the maze with the stuff on and then lights on, That's awesome. I just wish I wish I could do all the mazes like a pay tour or something. That'd be so cool.
Don't
But
forget too, Mondo. Uh, what do you call it? The uh, Chilling Chambers maze. They always add the retired mazes in the graveyard, so you're gonna have to look out for those too this year.
yeah, yeah. Who would it be? It's gonna be the Bloodline and Waxworks. Those will be the ones that get added. But no, Scary Farm, I'm excited. It's something new. If I hope it's to the level of whatever they did last year for Widows and Eight Fingers Nine. It really was pretty incredible the stuff they did in those mazes. And I'm expecting the same. I'm expecting the same. These are some big lots that they have to work with, so they could go pretty cool with the sets, and even the heights could be pretty cool. But for HHN, I'm just waiting for more merch. I think that's at the point that I'm at. Fire towers and merch. I don't, and I guess Terror Tram, right? We got to see how that all evolves. But we're at the finish line. We're at the finish line. I'm so happy that like opening days around the corner for these events, and we get to do them multiple times because I have a pass to Scary Farm, and I have a pass to HHN. I have a pass to Fright Fest. The one that I have to look into is a pass to Dark Harbor, which I hope has parking because damn, I ain't about to pay 30, $40 every time I go to Dark Harbor.
You better believe that's what you're gonna be doing. You
Yeah,
already know.
I always loved Dark Harbor. It was a tough year last year, but it was their comeback year. So I expect them to go really big second year in their comeback. But I'm just happy. Honestly, too, I just want to say I want to throw this out there. Disneyland Halloween opening day, even though it was an S show, I loved everything about it. All the pumpkins and Mickey Blinky, Haunted Mansion Holiday, the firework. It really made me feel like Halloween at Disneyland. I think if I was there in the daytime, I wouldn't feel like Halloween. It's just brutally hot, and some people experienced rain yesterday. So I don't know. It just doesn't feel like Halloween at the daytime. But I can't wait to go back to Disneyland and experience the DCA Halloween because I get to watch the Miguelito show, Miguelito Corner or Coco Corner, Monsters After Dark. I have a lot of stuff to do still. So I'm very excited to go back to Disneyland and enjoy Halloween. One thing I will not be doing during Halloween is watching that World of Color. No, thank you at all. No, thank you. But I will be watching fireworks every time I can. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us on this beautiful Sunday. I know we went a little late. Most importantly, thank you to Danny. Awesome live stream today. Let's go. Danny, before we get out of here, is there any content, podcast, anything on the horizon on your end to let people know?
I'm going to Disneyland tomorrow to experience Halloween, and that's what I'll be doing. I'll be filming a video, so that'll be coming out shortly after when I go tomorrow. So it'll be my first time experiencing Haunted Mansion Holiday. So I'm hoping the line's not going to be too long in the sun, but I'm going to wait for it anyway. So
yeah, dude, I hope you get like 80-degree heat because that 90-degree heat's brutal, dude. It's
brutality.
Yeah, anybody going to any of these theme parks, just be prepared. It's been hot out here. Very, very hot. Even hot into the evenings. I was sweating like crazy at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. at night at Disneyland. But thank you guys so much. A lot of content to come this week. And we're just in Halloween mode. So all the people that love Halloween, this is it. We've made it. All right, everybody, smash the like button. We are firing it down. The Cali Bay, just as Danny, are calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo.